Hello again. The Tucson haul part 3. I hope you've watched part 1 and part 2. This is Yvonne again from Tucson reporting live. First thing I want to talk about is some garnets that I got. I got a suite of 5 pieces of 4mm round, actually closer to 5mm round, somewhere in the middle of color change garnet. There's been actually several new finds or several new areas where the stuff is coming out. I'm going to talk about this one bit at a time, but the 5 suite is something, 5-piece suite that I just want to sell as one. I hand selected it and put it together the way it is. So color change garnet from Tanzania. There are only 2 places that I know of that color change comes from, which is Tanzania and Madagascar. I have not seen any recently from Madagascar, but my supplier from Tanzanian goods, he explained to me that there are now 3 areas from which the color change garnets come from. The oldest is the Lindy find, which has not been on the market. Those are very, very dark pieces usually, but they're also the traditional ones where you can see that really strong teal blue to the really strong purple. Now we have a new find from Mkinge, and I still have some from Tundura, which is also an older find. The Tundura material tends to be a little bit darker, and the Mkinge is a little bit lighter, more like a gray color turning to a lighter lavender purple, and then the others switches from more of a reddish violet to a bluish violet. The thing that you should remember about color change garnets, which is kind of sad, is that in most states or many states in the US, the light that you need, the incandescent good old-fashioned bulb, is no longer being sold. So you can't actually see the color change unless you hold a candle to it. And the day color in some of them has more gray than some of the other garnets, so it's not pleasant to everyone, but it is really unusual and to me nicer than alexandrite, to be honest. The next thing I brought and I want to talk about are garnets and tourmaline again, this time also both from Tanzania, from my Tanzanian supplier who is only in Tucson and Las Vegas. I've got purple garnet, I've got rose garnet, and I have I want to show you a little bit of the difference. The purple garnet, it's a really strong saturated purple from Mozambique, which I restocked in 3 to 5mm sizes. The other garnet I have has a new name. It's called rose garnet. If you look at the video more closely, you'll see the difference. I mean, it's not just 2 different finds, it's also a very, very different color. The rose garnet has a kind of softer tone to it, but is it a real name? No, it's not. We have to come up with things to make it exciting for you, so call it rose garnet. The tourmaline find, the chrome tourmaline, the reason I like it very much is it has, it's not just chromium, but also vanadium that's making it green, and that gives it a kind of bluish tone, which I think goes really well with the purple, of course, again. And last but not least, kornerupine. I brought quite a bit. I got it from 2 different vendors, my supplier from Tanzania, and then a surprise find at the show. The surprise find I'm going to hold back because it's some of the old goods, and upon request I will show you. There's no calibrated sizes, it's just some really unusual stuff. And then the tail end of the find, because the last that come out I think is about 2022, 2023. Those are, I got as many bluish tint as I could, but some of them are also green, and I have a beautiful neon green cushion, which will not be in this video, but you can inquire about it. See you on the next video.